Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the game of football, will look like. And after 2 years, he threw a touchdown pass. He looked all right, but just how good did he look? I got Aaron Rodgers, former teammate, here on set to chime in after we hear what Aaron Rodgers said.
We expect greatness when we step on the field. There were moments, for sure. There were moments that felt really good, but not sustained. No excuses. We got to play better. I got to play better. And we'll bounce back next week.
We in the facility. Aaron Rodgers said he got to play better. Now, again, if you are watching this show, you are privileged to be watching it with somebody who played with Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, I
don't know if anybody else doing daily television can say that. If you're having an Aaron Rodgers conversation and James Jones is not present, Aaron Rodgers' former teammate, it might be a worthless conversation. But, James, you here, big dog. You've seen Aaron Rodgers win a Super Bowl. So what you are about to say carries all the weight in the world. How would you grade Aaron Rodgers' performance?
How would I grade? Let me see.
We writing it down, y'all. We got the way you writing it down.
I'm going to give my dog a C. I'm going to give my dog a C. I'm going to say he played average. He played average. That's not the standard that Aaron Rodgers wants to play at, but you ain't played football in a year. So I thought not playing football in a year, was there a couple throws that you want to have back? Sure. But for me, it was more the mobility. I felt like it was times that he wanted to get outside the pocket, but he was like, can I? Should I? And that's why I truly felt that he should have got at least a series or two in the preseason game. But last night I thought he played well. Aaron Rodgers is one of the smartest dudes to ever play this game. You've seen him and Fred Warner going back and forth all game long trying to get in the right checks. I thought they played well. They just did not have enough plays. You got to convert on third down, and they did not have enough plays on the offensive side of the ball. The Niners ran 70-plus plays. The Jets ran 49. You are not going to win any football game if you run 49 plays. I don't care if you got Tom Brady as your starter, Aaron as your backup. If you got 49 plays, you're not going to win. So I give him a C. They got to sustain some drives to get down there and score some points. But I thought he came out there and played well, seeing the game the right way.
Give him a C. Where you at, Chase? You're a quarterback.
I like it. I got the whiteboard.
Oh, you need to grade me.
I need to grade you. Because I got a B-. And that's Aaron Rodgers right there throwing the football. It was good, but that's the minus right there. At the end of the day, look, he played well enough for not playing in something like 943 days. I don't know if I'm optimistic necessarily about the way he played, but I really look at it in two phases. The first phase, the first 16 plays of the game, they went down and scored. All right, that third drive, there was 3 straight third down completions to Garrett Wilson. Breece Hall was running all over, had a touchdown on that drive as well. But then you go back, and there was a little bit of a lull until really that third quarter, that free play touchdown. And I'm thinking, why was there a lull? All right, well, here's what happened is the 49ers decided, hey, let's double team Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. If you look at the first half, those are the only 2 offensive skill players to touch the football for the New York Jets. That is unacceptable. They took them away. Then Lazard ended up with 8 catches for 89 yards or 79 yards, whatever it was. And then the rust of the offensive line. 3 new pieces, Tyron Smith, Morgan Moses, John Simpson. They haven't had enough time to gel. So you put that all together, I was thinking a C like you, but you put all those things together, that's why I'm a B-.
That's well said. Let me soften it real quick. I apologize, but I'm going to give him a B.
You giving a B?
I'm going to give him a B. The only reason is because is the lone defender shady on the desk. I look at it like this. I'm embarrassed for the Jets defense. It's hard for me to look past the Jets defense to Aaron Rodgers. Shady McCoy, he knows he's a running back. Eagles all-time leading rusher, so he gets what I'm about to say more than anybody. In the first 3 quarters, the Niners had 21 first downs. The Jets had 8. In the first 3 quarters, the Niners possessed the ball for 29 minutes, 54 seconds out of 45 plausible minutes. The Jets possessed the ball for 15 minutes and 6 seconds. In the first 3 quarters, the Niners had 322 yards to the Jets 170. Like Chase has already alluded to it, throughout the course of the game, 70 plays to 40 plays. Aaron Rodgers ain't even have the ball. He ain't have the ball enough to get busy. I'm ignorant because I'm a defender. I'm surrounded by offensive players. But they will know you got to get touches to get active. Shady's taught me that at least over the last 2 years being on television with him. I've known him for over a decade. So you got to get touches to get active. Aaron Rodgers didn't even get enough touches. I'll give him a B.
I taught you that?
You taught me that.
Hey, that ball now. I'm that professor. Before I grade, right? I want to tell your grade. Hey, why I gave you that grade. Right? Okay. So I'm gonna give him a C. But you did not show your work. How did you get that answer? So my thing is, he didn't show me enough, right? Y'all told me on the set that, yo, he didn't eat no preseason.
Yeah.
He said he didn't need that, right?
Not me. Not me.
Y'all told me he didn't need that.
People said that.
Well, he looked like it, though. He looked uncomfortable. There was sometimes he wanted to scramble, and can I do it? Can I do it? He's sitting back. He thought he was getting pressured. He's rushing. He didn't really look comfortable, though. There's certain plays where Aaron Rodgers, I know him from watching, he would get that ball out, right? Yeah. Move to the right, move to the left. He didn't show me that. And you talk about the time of possession. Well, look, dog, you the quarterback.
Yeah.
Yo, move this ball. If you look at all his 8 drives, right, he had 2 turnovers, 3 and outs, 1 turnover on down, and only 2 scores. So when you talk about Aaron Rodgers giving him a grade at A or B, C, now we're all passing because he didn't pass. But he needed to show me more. I think the thing with Aaron Rodgers is that when you brought him to the Jets, he's supposed to be that missing piece.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the first game, so I'm not going to just panic yet. But I need to see more from Aaron Rodgers.
And not only that, though, even watching the game, and I was with you on the preseason. The other
man,
half
you
of the
can see
world,
it.
half of the world might have, but I said he should play in preseason. And the main reason why, I was watching the game early. And Aaron Rodgers would give a signal, and all the wide receivers would get a signal back to him. Where we do that at?
What you mean? Elaborate. I'm confused, Jay. Ain't that what you're supposed to do?
When I played with Aaron Rodgers, right? The play,
yes, sir, I got it.
The play is over. Your eyes go right back to Aaron Rodgers. He go, I don't go back to him. I see the signal. Okay, I got curl. You know what I'm saying? And then at the snap of the ball, if he getting into something else, hey, 54 to Mike, 54 to Mike. Hey, boom, I'm good. I'm not going back to him every single play, every time he's signaling up. But that's because of preseason. Now you're in live bullets, and you're looking at Aaron Rodgers like, this what I do, huh? Nah, bro, you know what you're doing. You don't got to signal it back to him. And I was like, that is the rust. A series or 2 in preseason would have helped with that rust. And I was like, come on, you don't signal back to the quarterback.
You made such a good point in our pregame meeting when we were talking about it. And you said, and I didn't even think about it this way, you said, hey, man, Chase, he looked like a shell of himself sort of in the pocket, like he wants to get out. But is it age? Is it the Achilles? Is it not trusting it? And I thought that was such a good point because if you look about it, and you can talk more than anything about Aaron Rodgers, you look at his film in his good days, bro, he was moving around the pocket. He was extending plays. That's when Aaron Rodgers is at his best. And I said, he's not a pocket passer per se because when stuff breaks down, that's when he's in his best. And he was throwing on time. So talk a little bit more about that, about your experience with Aaron, because I thought that was fascinating what you told us.
Yeah, early in Aaron Rodgers' career, right when he took over for Brett Favre, he was in the pocket, right? Ball coming out of his hands fast. When he started taking off and he started knowing exactly what defenses were doing to him, Aaron Rodgers became the Aaron Rodgers we know, getting outside the pocket, making those special throws. Last night I was watching him. He wanted to spin out a couple times and get outside the pocket, but I don't truly believe he trusted his Achilles. And when you, in practice, you can do that at 50% and get outside the pocket. They're not blowing the whistle. But live bullets, when Bosa's coming after you and Fred Warner coming after you, do you trust it? And I've seen that from Aaron Rodgers. And to be honest with you, Aaron Rodgers is a solid pocket passer. But Aaron Rodgers wants to get outside this pocket to win games outside this pocket and make some throws. And I didn't see him being confident in that Achilles yesterday.
On one of the first long drives they did have, right, he was in the pocket. And he showed that some of the Aaron Rodgers flash.
No question.
Right? Yeah. Ball in the basket, boom, right? Even some of the back shoulders.
Back shoulder to Garrett Wilson.
My thing is, I'm used to seeing that. I didn't see none of that. I didn't see the back shoulder passes that we make Aaron Rodgers.
A lot of it,
right?
yeah.
Where before when we had him as the GOAT of the GOATs, that was one of the reasons why. So I get it. Getting outside the pocket is one of his specialties, but we don't need to be special there, though.
Yeah. Didn't Aaron Rodgers go 2-5? Because to me, I saw about 3 plays that looked like Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? Like, he hit Garrett Wilson in tight coverage. He hit Lazard, was it on a free ball? And then he hit somebody
on the left side.
On the left side.
Yeah, that was a great
And
ball.
then he hit somebody else on a free ball, on the go ball.
Yeah,
and I was sitting there, I was like, those were 3 plays that I was like, you know what? Zach Wilson not doing that.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco of 2 years ago not doing that. Mike White not doing that. I would suggest 3-4 quarterbacks in the NFL are doing that. So that's why I gave him a B. Not because, like, I agree with Shady, Chase, and James. It was not an astounding and impressive Aaron Rodgers performance. But Chase, I saw a few plays.
Those plays you're talking about, what James and I were talking about. He was in the pocket, he threw on time and in rhythm, and that was great. There was none of the splash plays outside of that. So you take 3 plays out of 50, that's not enough. That's not Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? So that's why I brought it up with James, because it is important for people to understand. This isn't the Aaron Rodgers. I don't believe you're going to see all of a sudden in week 3 or week 4 him just escaping the pocket like he used to. It's got to be a new way to play the game for Aaron Rodgers. So he's got to have more of that timing. And with that timing comes protection from the offensive line.
But what I will say, too, though, they got to let the boy go now.
Who's that?
Aaron Rodgers. They got to let him go. I understand.